This is in regards to the debate that just occurred between IP and G-Man. G-Man didn't address any of the questions of his opening, so I intend to do that now. The challenge. The first one is, why is Abraham called an old man if he died much younger than his ancient ancestors and lived much less than his son Isaac? Well, he didn't live much less than his son Isaac. He only died 5 years younger, so not a big stretch. The main reason that they would have called him an old man is because in terms of the age when he did live, which was 2,000 years after Adam's son Seth was born, he was an old man for that age. They weren't comparing him to an old group of people that were living for hundreds and hundreds of years, because he wasn't living among those people that were living for hundreds and hundreds of years. Nearly all of the old ancient patriarchs were dead. Only a handful would have ever existed, so they were the exception, not the rule. Think about it like this. If I was alive in the 50s, and old age was 55, and the age when most people are dying, then obviously, if I'm 55, I'm an old man. And people would be calling me an old man. But is 55 old today? No. Matter of fact, old people today are like 80, and we call them old. So it's just relevant in the time period that person is living. Now, if there's a rare hermit living in the mountains that's 500 years old today, we would still consider somebody 80 old. We wouldn't compare him to that old man, the rare dwindling exception. Number 2, why is Abraham laughing at the prospect of having a child at the age of 100? Well, it wasn't because he was laughing at the age of being 100, it was because he was laughing because his wife Sarah was barren. She wasn't able to have children, so he thought it was a ridiculous concept to even have a children, not because of their age, but because of her inability to have children. Number 3, Jacob allegedly fathered children in his 90s, and that was not considered miraculous. Exactly, just like it wouldn't have been miraculous for Abraham to have one either at that age if his wife wasn't barren. It goes back to that. Number 4, why do dates vary between different manuscript traditions? Good question. They do that because of a variety of different reasons. One of the main ones, and the one to make the most clear, is the ages of Lamech. And the reason why is because he was the patriarch of the genealogy of Jesus, mentioned in Luke 3:36. So his ages were changed so that they would not make prophecy, proving that Jesus was the Messiah. So his dates were changed specifically and deliberately for that reason. We also have the Maccabees during the rendition of the temple in Jerusalem in 146 BC. When they interpreted scripture, they believed that the 144,000 were set in a particular lineage, and that everyone born in that lineage immediately made the group of the 144,000. Unfortunately, according to their theory and math, Isaac was the last of that lineage to die, making him the last of the 144,000. But they wanted to be included themselves, so what they did is they altered some of these ages and dates around, making it so that they could fit in themselves. Number 5. Why does the cultural context suggest numbers were used for symbolic purposes? Well, some numbers are, some numbers aren't. The entire Bible has all kinds of symbolic messages throughout it. Some are literal numbers, some are not. You have to distinguish and determine which kinds are. But no satisfactory key to the theological meaning of the ages in the Bible and numbers of any of the patriarchs has resulted in any results whatsoever. So far, they've tried everything. The first theory was that perhaps these numbers are used as an exact multiple of 5. Unfortunately, 4 of the patriarchs don't align with this theory whatsoever. So far, the experts have no answer to this riddle. The Sumerian kings list is actually the biblical patriarchs, and I can prove this to you. Let's take a look inside the Sumerian kings list at Alulim, and he is the biblical Enosh, and it says that he reigned and ruled as a king for 28,800 years. Divide that by 60 and you get 480 years, the actual years of his reign. Also note that if Adam and Noah are dropped from the biblical list, the numbers of people in the two lists are the same, 8. And also the total of durations of their kingdoms and the total ages of the patriarchs are numerically related and are equivalent of the same base number of the Sumerians list. proving that the Sumerians' king list is the list of the biblical patriarchs, just with Adam and Noah removed. The only difference is the mathematical system used to date their ages. Number 6. Why do special formulas and symbolic numbers frequently show up in the text? Well, that's the magic of ancient Hebrew. Supposedly, primitive man created this mathematical, linguistic powerhouse of a language that has inside of it amazing features. So asking why there's special symbolic features and formulas inside the Bible, it's to make it cryptic so that you may search out the matter yourself.